over the years, some ranked matchups, massive upsets, even a fight or two. It's a rivalry game that has defined both of these programs for generations. Welcome to the home of the Clemson Tigers, Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the South Carolina Gamecocks, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Clemson will boot it away to get this one started. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. So South Carolina's offense will have the football first. Clemson just put a beat down on the Gamecocks the last time these two met.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. So Clemson's talent being far superior, dominated, cocky. They got to have an answer this time, Jesse. They were embarrassed a year ago.
South Carolina just has to start faster. You're not going to beat a team like Clemson with all of their athletes if you're sleepwalking out of the tunnel.
He'll pull it on the read. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time. Offensively, the defense coming up with a huge negative play.
It's getting loud in here, and they may raise the dues on Ipte if they can stop him on 3rd down. Wants to throw. It's Petty. Throws to the wideout. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
Man, that was a drive to forget right there. Like, they wanted to create some space, get out of their own end zone, and maybe flip the field, but that offense got nothing going, and they're going to have to punt from their own end zone.
So from the shadow of his goalpost, he gets the punt away. Started with their first possession. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone, and you know he's excited to take on.
Wide open, he makes the catch. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. He wants it all. Touchdown, Clemson. Quick strike through the air for the score.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
On the move from inside his 5. South Carolina offense is back on the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Looking downfield, it's Penny. And this defense is bringing the heat. Another sack. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. They want to run it left here. You just can't go backwards there. He did, and they swarmed him for a safety.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they do.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Looking to throw on first down. Gonna let it fly. He's got it down the left. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. The Tigers are in the hurry-up. Wants to go up top on first down. Fires to the wideout. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson!
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
And he takes this from inside the 5. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. And the running game has been going in the wrong direction. They'll try to get their first positive play of the drive here on third down. Got a man. It's Finley. Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Gamecocks come to the line with a new set of downs. This time they'll go to the running game. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They go right back to it. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Beneath the shadow of Howard's Rock, Death Valley is rocking, trying to help the Tigers on third down. Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield. Bulldozes his way through. All the way down to the 24-yard line before he goes out of bounds, and that's the way to get it out of your own territory. D showing blitz, they might be bluffing. Back to throw, it's Penny. Quick strike complete. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. The Gamecocks can really attack on this 2nd and short. He'll keep it himself. They just blew through that offensive line. It's a 4-yard loss. Well, he couldn't find any running room at all, and he'll end up taking the loss on the play.
Yeah, great discipline on defense, too, because if you're going to stop the option, you have to play assignment football. Everybody doing their job. There was just nowhere to go there for the QB.
They're in field goal range here on 4th down, but they're going to keep this offense on the field. He'll do it himself. Powers through the defender. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down. And the Gamecocks didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Picked off to stop the threat. He'll try to take it back. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
Nothing going right for this team early in the first quarter here. The defense is getting gashed, and now you've thrown a pick. The head coach has got to get his team together and get everybody to calm down and settle in.
And this defense, they've got to do a big job here. Like, offense puts you in a bad spot. You haven't had some great moments, but this possession, we got to get a stop, got to stop the bleeding, and get the ball back to our offense.
They'll start this drive at their own 48. They'll start this drive going to the air. Rolling right and going deep. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot. This rivalry dates back to 1896. It's been a little bizarre with the chicken curse, and it's a bit unusual, too, because the state school, South Carolina, isn't the perennial football power.
No, but it's kind of had its ebbs and flows, a little bit back and forth, some great coaches.
Snags it inside the 20, and he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Man, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Looking for a man. It's Petty. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
Well, for this defense, finally, you're seeing pressure on the quarterback. They're outside the top 50 in sacks per game. They've been waiting to find some more consistent pressure to help them win games, and they're getting it in this game now. 3 sacks on the day. They're just simply winning and doing a better job executing up front at the point of attack.
And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Backed up now, here's second and long. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Grabbed in the backfield, it's West. Nice gain of 6, leaving them with 3rd and 4. The Gamecocks are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. Quick completion on the out. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line.
3rd down, understanding exactly where the sticks are. You know, you got to stop certain routes so they don't get to certain depths. Quarterback completes it, gets another 1st down. Got to be a little bit more mindful of where those sticks are.
Quarterback on the keeper. He's got the 1st down and more. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. They've got a 1st down here to open the period. Scanning the field, it's Penny. Right on the money. Makes the grab almost to the 1st down marker, but a good pickup on that one. And the Gamecocks in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Back to pass. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And he's got it! Touchdown, Gamecocks!
You know, sometimes as a play caller, you just don't have to overthink things. I've got a guy who's faster than your guys, and he's just going to run straight down the field. I'm going to throw it way down the field. He's going to make the catch, and we're going to score a touchdown, and that's pretty much what just happened there.
Getting set for the point after. met that one with some aggression for the point after.
That makes the score Clemson 22, South Carolina 7.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The game, originally held during the State Fair in Columbia as Big Thursday, was officially named the Palmetto Bowl in 2014. The trophy came a year later, replacing the old Hardee's Bowl trophy.
Very apropos, a silver palm tree for the Palmetto Bowl. That makes sense, David. This is the biggest sporting event in the state of South Carolina. I know this is a game that you and I have really enjoyed watching over the years.
I mean, so much fun, and the definition, Jesse, of hate all throughout the state. And bragging rights to whoever wins this football game and gets that trophy.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Finds a spot in the middle. There he goes. Touchdown, Tiger. He got a step and just dusted the field. The old saying is pick your poison. Both of them are lethal when you deal with this guy. He fits that Clemson quarterback mold.
That's what stinks. So, yeah, I got to come up and worry about his legs and make sure I bring a safety down to be aggressive in stopping this Clemson running attack, and then he throws it over my head. So tough to defend when you get all the speed, the running game going, the tempo, and then a quarterback that can run and throw. Good luck.
Just when you think it's automatic, it's not. Extra point, no good. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They clearly found that dude. They score here. We're in for a ball game.
Looking to throw, it's Penny. He's got it. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line. The Gamecocks will hustle to the line.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense.
Nowhere to go, and the ball is there.
Leave motherfucking bro with the goddamn deal, man.
And he's off. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
Yeah, but I got
Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Starts a drive, trying to go up top. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly.
fuck up to a pick.
Intercepted. Big play. Stop the drive.
You said no to me?
Yeah.
Finally brought
I put it
down.
on
But
the
what
show.
a
I
play.
said that.
Not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. Here comes the offense back onto the field.
That's your problem.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. And the Gamecocks have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Looking to fire. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the past.
Crack that window.
That was a really good example of it
Open
again.
that window.
If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at half.
Breaks into the open.
No, like opening.
He gets it past the first down marker, and a really nice job to set up that screen and move the sticks.
Well, this defense is being challenged, and this secondary in particular. And I know a DB made the tackle there, but we're only in the second quarter, and already this quarterback has over 200 yards passing.
Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41.
That's a big-time play on the D-line right there. And listen, you know, they've had a lot of NFL guys in recent years up front. William the Fridge Perry, old-school Clemson great on the D-line. He'd be proud of watching that performance on that.
I have not.
This guy right here, man, sometimes he just looks like a
And what a job by the defense. Seeing the quarterback break on the football. No space allowed. As soon as he catches it, defender meet ball carrier and gets him.
Not like that. One jersey hurts on
And they'll miss the connection here on third down. The Gamecocks line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away.
Man, what I just
Play a
said?
little field position with that high.
Oh, man, that's one of them
punt.
kids shit.
He will signal for the
That's
fair
whichever one of
catch
them
and
kids
take it
is.
just inside the 35. No reason to
don't
be
even
in a
run
big
back.
rush.
Give me
They
a
have
first
some
back.
time here late in the half. To the air on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. He holds it in, and nobody's close. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Tigers.
And that's his second receiving touchdown of the game. My man is just finding pay dirt. Tell you what, these are the kind of guys that you continue to feature throughout a game when he can do this kind of damage after he catches the football.
And he tacked on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And the South Carolina offense
She
is
can get it.
back
Look like
on
you're
the
a
field.
chain or something.
They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board.
Picked up some yardage with that completion. Now second down. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. They'll line up for a second down play.
You said, all right, bet. Now I'm gonna leave it on
Looking to
purpose.
pass. It's Penny. He's going to
I'm leaving it on purpose. You better take it right now.
Complete after taking
You better take it right now. I'm leaving it on purpose.
Scaring at third.
All
Offensive
right,
net
bet.
set.
You gonna come get it too. You gonna come get it too. You
Trying
gonna
to
come
move
get
the
it.
sticks on third
Yes,
down
right.
through the air. Quickly complete. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37. And the Gamecocks racing to the line in the hurry-up. They just keep firing. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. This pass rush has just been relentless. You can bet your bottom dollar they're about to bring the heat again. Pressure coming. And here's a fumble way behind the line.
Those are so frustrating when you're a defense and you swing the football, you stick the quarterback, and you make him cough it up just to have the other team recover it again, and you don't get it. Still a good stick, still a good physical play. Keep hitting that quarterback.
And it's incomplete on third down.
And that's the problem as an offense, man. You get in these third and forever situations, and now the defense drops back, and they take away all the deep stuff, and you're trying to find some space, but it's just so hard to try to convert those third and longs.
We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Going downfield for the big play. And he makes the grab and gets the foot down. What a chunk play. Huge gain there. That chunk play has them in business. Set up with a first down in the red zone. Gets it out fast. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch. From the gun. Touchdown, Clemson. Quick strike through the air for the score.
And with that score, this thing is getting ugly. This offense has had their way, and not only have they had their way, now they finish the half like they're supposed to, scoring the football, building on their lead. This defense is going to have to go into half and find some answers.
Lining up to add another. And this one is good, and it's been anything but easy for him. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And it was finished off with a 2-yard touchdown. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. To the air, it's Penny. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking downfield, and time is running short. Grab right in the middle. It's West. Running wide open down the gut of the field. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, the Palm Tree Trophy on the line, and already Clemson and South Carolina have given us some stirring moments.
The Gamecocks will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5.
I think that's one the kick returner is going to want to take back. That was a ball he probably should have let run through the end zone, give themselves better field position, but now they are way backed up.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Not sure they had to adjust much as they'll try to build on this lead. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Unloads it downfield. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Quarterback may change this route. Second down, they'll go to the air. Couldn't get it out of the end zone, and it's a safety.
You could tell the defense smelled it. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
Finds a little space.
The returner brings it out to the 32. And the South Carolina offense will take over.
And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Nothing went right in that first half, and the first order of business here. Try not to be embarrassed any further.
But the comeback is possible. Remember 2006, Michigan State down 35 to Northwestern at halftime? They somehow came back and won the game. But it all starts on one play, and that has to happen here on this first drive for the offense.
Yeah, the first possession, because your possessions, you're only going to get so many possessions, and you got to score on every single one of them. Offense, defense, special teams have to play out of their mind, but they have to believe.
You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever. Third and manageable. Like, I don't know if
Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
And it's been a long game. I mean, there's not much to point out that this offense has done well. They're behind huge, and they got no shot if they can't somehow find a way to protect their quarterback.
And the Gamecocks will call on their punt team. Fourth time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. A high kick trying to pin them deep. Not going to risk a return here. Calls for the fair catch and makes it just around the 30-yard line. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Wants to throw on first down. He's going to let one fly down the middle. He's got it on the outside. And he picks up a huge chunk of yards on that play before he's finally hauled down.
Well, I know everyone expected this guy to put up big numbers, but I don't know if anyone thought he could go for over 2,000 receiving yards on the year, but he did with that last catch. Wow.
They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Got his man on the right. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Clemson. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
They're set to kick it off, and you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner is stopped.
All right, not ideal. Right, not ideal. You're an offense. You want to get a good kickoff return, but you're starting inside your own 10. Now come out, set the tone. Get some high percentage completion. You might not go with that script you had because you thought you might have a little better field position, but you just get some few first downs, get that first down right now.
Poor starting field position here for this offense. We'll send the tight end in motion. Give to the back. Not much there. He gets 1 to the 11. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. The give on the option. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
When you've already sent your punter out 4 times, at least he knows he's going to get his varsity letter, and his leg might get a bigger workout if they don't convert. Takes a hit as he fires, and they fail to hook up on 3rd down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out.
You're...
The Gamecocks will send out the punt unit. This will be the 5th kick of the night. He'll get away another punt. He's been really active today, and no doubt he's going to earn his varsity letter. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense.
Boy, my old dad got out
Quarterback
there.
adjusting the pattern.
Oh, God, I done pulled my groin.
Looking downfield on 1st down.
Shit.
Lets it
Motherfucking
fly.
knees hurt, ankles hurt,
Makes
legs
the grab
hurt.
along the left sideline for the
Motherfucking
huge
face hurt,
gain.
man. Motherfucking
And
face
he
hurt.
gets it down to
Everything
the
hurt.
4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. Clemson is quick to the line.
God damn.
Here's the snap, looking to throw. Touchdown, Tiger! Fitted in the window for the score. The Tigers putting down a big paw print right now as they start to pull away from the Gamecocks.
And I think you kind of get this here we go again feeling. Clemson had the upper hand in this series for a while now. Clemson always talked about, always loved. South Carolina's got to answer.
I feel like Clemson's been winning on the recruiting trail between these two teams in the last several years now, and I think that's really starting to show itself on the field today.
And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's coming out of the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Defense might bring the house here. He wants to start this drive with a pass. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7.
And every time he gets brought down, everybody kind of gasps for a second because you're already on quarterback number 2, and you got to protect him. You got to keep him upright and the least amount of hits as possible because you definitely don't want to go to QB number 3.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
And the Gamecocks will bring the punt team onto the field. They'll be forced to kick for the 6th time tonight. Makes the signal, secures the fair catch, and they'll put it in play at the 37. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Catch and stride inside the 15. Touchdown, Tigers. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. The Gamecocks now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
This is a situation here in the 3rd quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this, and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming, and it's all because of the points right now on the scoreboard.
No, bro. No, it's not, bro.
From the gun, the Gales looking for Rupp. Turning it on.
Still in there, bro. This is not believing. Yes, it is, man.
Touchdown, Tigers. And they take it in for 6 more points.
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the 2nd level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown.
They tell me everything. That's the problem.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line.
Don't put it out, bro. You set it down.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Big time play by the Eagles. He'll lose 4. And the Gamecocks trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play.
Especially when you're trying to intentionally do some shit. I'm not going to show no motherfucker. Crazy as hell.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7.
Another sack. This quarterback group, not this quarterback, this one, because you're already on quarterback number 2. Taking a lot of hits today. Got to keep these guys upright. Got to protect them. This offensive line has to do a better job.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And they grab it in the end zone. They get him for a safety. He tried with everything to scoop it up and get it out of the end zone, but they were there to stop him.
Well, the defense could smell blood in the water in that situation, and a great job pursuing, getting to the football, showing you all of that athleticism they have, and they come away with the safety.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. After that last explosive running play, David, why not just try it again, right?
I mean, why not? Such a big, long, explosive run. You think, Jesse, maybe give it to him again? Or do you say, hey, QB, throw that thing out there?
I think you keep it on the ground, David. Honestly, I was watching the offensive line. They were fired up after that long touchdown run. You know they just want to go back out there again and get some push.
They worked their way to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Here's the handoff. Got the first down. Looking for more. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. We've reached a break. Clemson has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth-quarter comeback. They go back to work with a first down in the final period of this one. They'll run it from the gun. On his feet at the 40. Open space at the 25. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get concerned. Because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
On to attempt the try. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And he finished things off racing 53 yards for 6. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together. Get some good mojo going.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. The Gamecocks will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Surprisingly makes a fair catch just outside the 40-yard line. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. From the gun, running back gets to give. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
This guy's been special today. Coming into this one, they thought they had an opportunity really to get him going, running the football, and he has delivered. You've seen the speed, the vision, his ability to break tackles. Well over 100 rushing yards in this game, and that's why they have a nice lead here.
Yeah, another good run. I feel like we could put that on loop, Jesse. Just another good run, another good run, another good run. Over 150 yards on the day. He's been the complete package, showing off all his skills.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
And the Tigers come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Oh, he's got some some space. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 11. This drive has been exclusively on the ground. Could they be setting up a shot play? And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the Oak.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, Reese, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays and the schemes that were working. There weren't a lot, obviously, David, but maybe an opportunity for the coaching staff to condense the playbook.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of good to go back to. That'd be a quick film session because there was more negatives than positives. But when you look at this week you've got a week to figure it out, figure out what your offense is going to be moving forward.
I don't love the play call at this juncture in the game. You're down. You've got to take shots. The defense is not going to be blitzing, so these screens probably aren't going to work.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. Snags it on the right. He's loose. 10. And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous party. A consolation prize, if you will.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
And the extra point splits the uprights. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. This drive will commence from their own 11-yard line. Using his legs, it's Amato. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Man, a lot of times when you blitz that linebacker, it's about timing. You don't show your hand, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage, gets right through the line, and makes the tackle for a loss.
And as soon as the running back gets the football, he's got a face full of linebacker.
Not much you can do there. Like, you got to have a little better block. You got to identify that blitz a little bit faster by the offensive line.
The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. They'll run for it on 3rd and short. That will be the final play as they make the stop, and the clock has expired.